You ever wonder why some guys barely try and women are still thinking about them at 2 a.m.? Like, they didn't do anything special. They didn't send 30 texts. They didn't plan the perfect date. They didn't perform. But somehow she's the one reaching out first. She's the one initiating. She's the one lying awake wondering why she can't stop thinking about him. That's not luck. That's not looks. That's not even charm. That's emotional addiction. And it's built through very specific things that most guys never think to do. Not because they're dumb, but because nobody ever showed them. So today, I'm breaking down the 7 things that make women emotionally addicted to you. Not obsessed in a toxic way, addicted in the way where she genuinely wants to be around you, thinks about you when you're not there, and chooses you every single day. Let's get into it. Number 1, you don't always respond immediately. This one sounds simple, almost too simple. But stay with me. When you reply to every single text within seconds, every time, no matter what you're doing, what are you actually saying? You're saying, I have nothing going on. You are the most important thing in my world right now. And bro, that sounds sweet, but it's actually repelling. Women don't get addicted to men they can predict. They get addicted to men with a life. When you reply when you're actually free, when you sometimes take an hour because you were in the middle of something, you're not playing games. You're just living. And a man who has things going on is a man worth pursuing. Example, she texts you at noon. You're at the gym. You reply at 2 p.m. one line. Just finished training. What's up? That's it. That one small thing communicates more confidence than a wall of text ever could. Number 2, you stay calm when she tests you. Here's something most guys don't know. Women test. Not because they're evil, not because they're playing games, but because they need to know if you're real. They need to know if the grounded guy they met is actually who you are or just a performance. So she'll say something like, you probably talk to a lot of girls. Or she'll go quiet for a day. Or she'll give you a small attitude for no obvious reason. And most guys crack. They start explaining themselves. They panic. They over-apologize. And right there, the attraction drops fast. You don't flinch. You stay grounded. You stay the same guy. That calmness is what she gets addicted to. Because she finally found a man who doesn't shift depending on her mood. And that's safety. And safety is addictive. Number 3, you have your own opinions and you keep them. This is underrated. Most guys, the second they sense a girl might disagree with them, immediately fold. They start agreeing with everything she says. They change their answers to match hers. They think this makes her like them more. It does the opposite. When you agree with everything, you become invisible. You become a mirror, and you can't fall for a mirror. Women fall for men who stand their ground. Men who say, nah, I actually think differently about that. Calm smile. No aggression. Just confidence in your own view. Having an opinion says, I know who I am. And women get emotionally attached to men who know who they are, because that is genuinely rare. Number 4, you end conversations first sometimes. Pay attention to this one. If every single time you talk, you're the last one to leave the conversation, you're sending a signal. You're saying, I'll take whatever time you give me. That's not masculine energy. Sometimes, just sometimes, be the one who wraps it up. Hey, I've got to get back to something. Let's talk later. Even if you had nothing major going on, you're teaching her that your time has value. You're not a 24-hour hotline. You're a man with a life. And here's what happens. She ends the conversation wondering what you were doing. That little gap in availability pulls her in. Curiosity is one of the most powerful emotional hooks there is. Number 5. You don't need her to be in a good mood to be okay. This is the one most guys completely miss. And honestly, this might be the most important thing on the entire list. Most guys operate like this. If she's happy, I'm happy. If she's cold, I start panicking. If she's distant, I start asking what I did wrong. And that constant monitoring of her emotional state, it transfers. She feels it. And it feels like pressure, like you're placing your emotional stability on her shoulders. When you're grounded regardless of her mood, when you have a good day even when she's off, she feels something shift. She starts moving toward you because your emotional independence creates space, and space creates desire. Number 6, you make her feel genuinely seen. Here's the truth. Complimenting her looks is easy. Every guy does that. You're beautiful. You're so pretty. She's heard it 1,000 times. It doesn't move her anymore. But when you notice something real, when you say, you light up when you talk about that, or you're actually really sharp, I wasn't expecting that. Now she feels something completely different. She feels seen, not as an appearance, as a person. Women get emotionally addicted to men who make them feel interesting, not just attractive. When she walks away from a conversation thinking, he actually gets me, that hook is deeper than any physical attraction. That stays with her. Number 7, you have your own world and she gets to enter it. All right, bro, this is the final one. And this one ties everything else together. When a guy makes a woman the center of his universe too early, she doesn't feel special. She feels burdened. She feels responsible for his happiness, and eventually she needs to escape that pressure. The man who gets her emotionally addicted has his own world, his own goals, his own circle, his own energy, and he invites her into it. She becomes a part of something, not the whole thing. When she sees that you have direction, passion, and purpose, and you still choose to include her, that's when it clicks. That's when she stops considering other options. That's when she starts protecting what you two have. You become her choice, not her obligation. Look, emotional addiction isn't something you force. It's something you build by being solid, consistent, grounded, and real. One of these alone might be interesting, but all 7 together? That's the kind of energy she tells her friends about. That's the guy she replays conversations with at midnight for no reason she can explain. If this hit different, drop a comment. Tell me which number caught you off guard. And if you've been doing the opposite without even realizing it, that's okay. Now you know. And hey, if you want to take this further, the next video breaks down the exact signs she's already emotionally attached to you, even if she hasn't said a single word about it. You're going to want to watch that. Don't skip it.